And she has been in the CAD field and the simulation field for many years. She's actually started with SRAC, which is Structural Research Analytic Corporation, which was purchased by SOLIDWORKS back in 2001. And that's when we not only acquired SRAC, but we also acquired Delphine. And she's been working with us for a while, and she has been a business development manager for Western Europe. She's been business development manager now for simulation and for 3D via Composer. So she has a lot of experience in the CAD, simulation, and technical communication field. And with that, I would like to hand it over to Delphine. Thank you, Delphine.
Thank you, Cliff, and welcome to that.
Thank you, Cliff, and welcome to that presentation. So today's presentation is all about how you can create stunning product communication. So we'll start that presentation with a discussion about what is product or what is technical communication and the challenges most companies face when developing technical content for product communication. Then I will provide you an overview of 3D via Composer through a demonstration of the software and show you some of the key features and benefits that can help you meet your business goal today. Finally, I will summarize the presentation and take some questions you might have. And as Cliff mentioned, if you have any question during the presentation, please do not hesitate to type your question inside the question panel of GoToWebinar. Okay, so let's get started. I would like at first define what we mean by technical or product communication. It's a very broad field that involves communicating about technical topics, communicating using technology, and often providing instructions about how to do something. This can be product manual for your end customers, assembly instruction for your shop floor, service guide, or marketing collateral. So I would like you then to think about the product deliverable that you produce for your internal as well as external needs. Do this example look familiar to you? It can be text-based documentation explaining a given procedure. It can be technical drawings from the design office. It can be sketches, or it can be documentation made with digital pictures from the manufacturer product. So before we go further, I would like to ask you one question. Do these examples sound familiar to you? Does it look like what you produce today? So the example that I show you, the text-based documentation, or the documentation based on digital pictures, or documentation based on some technical drawing that you might use from SolidWorks.
So Delphine, actually we have 84% say yes and 6% no, and only 10% do not at all.
Okay, thank you. So this is what we see on the field. So very often when it comes to create technical communication or product communication, lots of people are using some pretty standard methods, such as using screenshots from their CAD software or using digital photographies from the final product. So now what do you think of such kind of documentation? How would you value their efficiency in communicating clearly what you want to the end user? What is the problem of such product communication? At first, what happens if your customer cannot understand the instruction? Reading a technical drawing is not that intuitive and easily accessible to a non-CAD engineer. What happens if your customer or the shop floor team speaks another language? Your product is suddenly used outside of your country or manufactured in a region where the language spoken will be different than yours. Then how do you think they will understand a text-based procedure? What happens if your customer receives documentation that does not match the model, the product, if it's not accurate? The documentation with the digital photographies might have been done with a variation of the product put on the market. What happens if you are not ready to deliver the instruction on time with product delivery? Will you have to delay the product delivery or to support delay in customer payment? What happens if the quality of your product communication does not meet your customer or the market expectation? Often product communication deliverables are the first thing seen by customer before the product itself. For example, it can be a marketing material or a sales proposal. What can happen if this does not mirror the technology of your product? For all these reasons, product communication is becoming a hot topic for best-in-class companies which realize that it has a significant impact of their productivity and their business success. So let's speak about the standard process we see on the field. So for the vast majority of the cases, when we interview customers, it appears that the product development cycle is a sequential process. Engineers from different departments work from the conceptual design phase to the manufacturing phase, a little bit like in silos. Two problems here. One issue found in one step will delay the next step and then increase the product development cycle, delaying finally the time to market. Secondly, the creation of product manual or service guide, the technical communication, is often the very last step of this cycle, when the company would like to deliver the product manufactured. As picture of the product manufactured is used for shared deliverables, people are stuck and can start this phase only at the very end. So it delays again the delivery of the product. This is not efficient and then leads to business challenges. Indeed, rework tasks, manual iteration, old and efficient method in a product development process are costing for companies. That means that changing and optimization of current processes will then be investigated for a better technical communication in companies. Product communication, as I mentioned in the introduction, is a wide concept which impacts multiple departments or tasks depending on your company size of an organization. 3D CAD data in an engineering department is often the center of the universe in most companies due to the fact that other groups across the enterprise rely on access to that data to perform their specific function. For example, marketing needs visual to create collateral used to promote the product. Technical documentation needs detailed technical information to create product manual and part catalogs, and it goes without saying that manufacturing needs access to the same data to train manufacturing workers and produce parts. Unfortunately, easy access to the 3D data has been difficult because of the reliance on engineers or designers to both access the data and produce graphical assets such as exploded view, technical illustration, 3D animation, or interactive bill of materials. But make no mistake, all these groups need a method of easily accessing technical product information that does not rely on engineering domain expertise and allows all departments across an enterprise to leverage the 3D data as soon as it is available so they can start and finish their deliverables simultaneously with product development and manufacturing. The very good news is that 3D via Composer is the tool that allows non-CAD users to repurpose 3D CAD data and create 2D and 3D graphical content for technical communication, such as assembly instruction, product manual, marketing collateral, and training material. With 3D via Composer technology, companies across a broad range of industries can leverage existing 3D CAD data to streamline the development of technical communication and create more compelling documentation with higher impact. With 3D via Composer, you can start your documentation sooner, update it faster, and complete it simultaneously with a product design, giving you lower costs and decreased time to market. We mentioned a little bit earlier that product communication is a very wide field. So I would like to ask you, in your company, what type of product communication deliverable do you produce for internal or external needs? Do you produce assembly instruction, product manual for your end customers, training guide, marketing data sheet, repair instruction, or other?
I'm going to give people just a little more time, but it looks like mostly assembly instructions, 73, 74%. Actually, I'll go ahead and close this and share the results with everybody.
Okay, thank you. The vast majority.
Okay, thank you. So the vast majority are producing assembly instruction, then product manual for the end customer, then training guide and other can be a lot of things. So definitely assembly instruction is one of the key deliverables that company produce in different industry. It can be in the in machinery industry, it can be in consumer product industry, on high tech. People need to explain to the worker, to the shop floor personnel, how to assemble the product. And very often, these type of assembly instructions are not that intuitive, and sometimes they are not updated for each new product. And that's where the problem comes into efficiency or lack of productivity. So this is where 3D Composer can help you to produce intuitive and up-to-date assembly instruction. So 3D Composer, as I mentioned, can be used to create 2D or 3D graphical content, including exploded view, vector graphics and raster graphics, high-resolution images, shaded illustrations, interactive bill of material, silhouette, wireframe and flat renderings, interactive storyboard, or video animation. And 3D Composer is not highly technical CAD software. It is an easy-to-use authoring system that is accessible by both technical and non-technical users alike. By putting 3D Composer in the hands of your communication team, they can free engineers from the task of creating ad hoc product images and focus on what they are best at, new product design innovation. So all those 2D or 3D graphical content will be used then in any type of product communication deliverables. As I mentioned, you can use the exploded view, you can use the interactive storyboard in assembly instruction, you can use a video animation such as the one that you can see on that slide for marketing purposes or for sales discussion with your prospect. So you will be able with 3D Composer to create 2D and 3D graphical content for any type of product communication you need in your company. So now let me show you what is 3D Composer and how you will use it to create your 2D and 3D graphical content. So let me switch to the product video. Just some time to refresh. Okay, so it seems that you can see the video. Okay, cool. So let's start. So as I mentioned, 3D Composer allows the reuse of 3D CAD by the rest of the company, so delivering a superior way to communicate while making it faster to product communication. The first step of 3D Composer is to open a 3D CAD model. And as you can see here, 3D Composer can open a wide range of CAD formats. And we'll see you can open native SOLIDWORKS file inside 3D Composer. The value of 3D Composer is not just to view the 3D data, but the ability to insert knowledge and information into that data to produce 2D and 3D product experiences and to share this product communication such as assembly instruction and product manual inside or outside of your company. As you can see on the left side of 3D Composer, the SOLIDWORKS assembly tree is available, so any user can review the product design. Easily, you can show or hide components for a better understanding of the product. So let's start together to create a detailed view of a drive system into the main assembly. So this drive system that you can see here. User can modify in 3D Composer the appearance of the CAD parts, such as the transparency. The opacity value can be simply increased or decreased for the appearance. Then, custom rendering is easily defined on the drive system, changing, for example, its priority in the assembly, its rendering style, or its color, so the drive system is highlighted inside the main assembly. Next step is then to create the detail view itself. Customization, such as the attach type, its color, and position of the detail view is done very quickly, as you can see. So you can change here the color of the attach type, you can change where you want to see the detail view in your final picture. And then this picture will be saved as a high-resolution image in different kind of format. It can be in bitmap or JPEG. So in few clicks, the detail view has been created and saved as a view in 3D Composer. Interactivity helps non-technical people to understand technical information or product detail. We'll now create an interactive bill of material for this drive system. Different rendering modes are available by default, such as this silhouette mode that you can see now, which is very useful for technical illustration. 3D Composer contains many tools to help create technical publication in minutes. We have the ability to create 2D content in a variety of formats. Creating an exploded view is done just in a minute, as you can see now, together with associative path. So without being a CAD user, I can create in second an exploded view for my technical illustration. When importing the SOLIDWORKS data, geometry, properties, and metadata are imported. These properties are then leveraged in the bill of material creation, as you can see. Then, callouts can be positioned as wanted and organized with a very powerful magnet line tool. So the callout that you create, which are linked obviously to your bill of material, can be aligned with different kind of definition, and the magnet line tool that you can see now will help you to clean your technical illustration and place the callout as you want. Once done, this content can be saved as a SVG file, for example, for an interactive 2D experience. Interactive assembly instruction better explain assembly procedure to workshop personnel, helping them to work more quickly and with fewer errors. So we'll create an interactive experience with this sub-assembly. At first we create an exploded view as we've seen before. And then we add some what we call a pulse effect to this part, so it will catch the attention of the final content consumer. Then we'll create a second view to create the instruction themselves. The digger that you can see now, which is a 3D callout view, highlights areas for the worker. Then in 3D Composer, you can add 2D image, which can be combined with 3D information to enrich the instruction, and then reduce the need of textual information, which helps to reduce translation and training costs. So here, for example, we can add a customized picture from the image library or some images that are saved already in the image library. Then with the pulse and link function of Composer, consumer of the 3D content is able to understand clearly the instruction. Such interactive content is easily shared and published with a free 3D Composer player. So you just click on that part and you understand what the worker needs to do in the assembly instruction. We know that pictures are clearer than text and animation. And animation are even more powerful to convey instruction. With 3D via Composer, you can create interactive animation very easily. What you need to do is simply drag and drop the views creating into the timeline. And as you can see, between the views, 3D via Composer makes an interpolation, so you can create very easily any type of animation and even reassemble the view to make a complete instruction. And then you will be able to sell that animation created in AVI format, for example. So such animation can be used for manufacturing instruction as well as for maintenance guide or marketing purposes. Lots of our 3D Composer customers have published such animation to their public company website to convey clearly the technology they are proposing to their customer. We have seen that with 3D Composer you can create 2D content, raster and vectorize images and 3D content. An important value of 3D via Composer is to be able to update your content and then your final documentation when changes occur, such as design modification. Views in 3D via Composer have been saved in that manual, as you can see, together with an exploded view and a cover image. So let's see now how changes can be simply and quickly incorporated. So we'll start with that first view. We would like to hide two arms in that view. So those two arms here. So very easily in 3D Composer, we'll select those two arms and hide them. And now we would like obviously to update our documentation with these changes. So very easily I just need to update that view, save my high resolution images. So you can do that either picture by picture, or you can, if you change all your view, you can do them automatically. And then inside Microsoft Word, just need to update the link. And then as you can see now, the view has been updated in your manual. Obviously, it's exactly the same if we need to enrich this picture with a symbol. So let's come back to our image library. We want to add one image to make it clearer. This one, for example. And we want obviously to update our documentation. It's the same process. We just need to save our new picture and update the link into Microsoft Word. So here I'm showing you how to update the link manually, but if you simply close and reopen your Microsoft Word document, automatically the update will be done. And the process is the same if the CAD model has been modified. It's just a matter of updating the 3D via Composer views. You can then start your documentation sooner, update it faster with a better efficiency. Product communication enables an entirely new level of customer interaction and requirement verification with prospects. With 3D via Composer, marketing and salespeople take an engineering design and use it to showcase how the product will look like, such as that view with a background that we use as a cover image for operation manual. So people will be able to explain how the product will fit into an environment and then differentiate their offer versus the competition. Okay, so now let me summarize that presentation. Let me come back to Microsoft Word. Oh, sorry, yeah, I need to share my screen and not only the video. Sorry about that. So to sum up, 3D via Composer allows companies to optimize workflows because it gives groups such as technical publication a powerful, easy-to-learn tool to leverage existing 3D CAD data and create the visual asset they need for their document and, which is very important, keep that content updated automatically as design changes or as changes is needed. This eliminates the efficient need to generate screenshot exploded view from the CAD software. 3D via Composer allows you to clearly communicate with both internal and external partners. For example, the creation of clearly defined assembly instruction for a manufacturing operation reduces the potential for production delays and helps to ensure right first-time manufacturing. And optimizing your design, documentation, and manufacturing workflows help to decrease time to market so you can beat the competition and grow your business faster. So with 3D via Composer, you will be able to add a new dimension to your technical communication. You will be able, as I mentioned in that presentation, to create any type of 2D and 3D graphical content and add them into your layout software or communicate directly your 3D interactive animation with 3D via Composer Player. So this is the end of that presentation. I hope that it has been good for you as an introduction. I think that you had lots of questions. Cliff answered those questions in parallel.
Yeah, just a couple more quick questions, and then if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them now in the GoToWebinar section. We're trying rapidly to answer as many questions as we can. But let me stop